Yeah, I got started drumming when I was around 11 is when I started. I recognized that I liked drums when I was about 9. I went to this like school kind of class, like summer class. It was really weird. My mom just I guess thought I was bored in the summer, so she put me in this class at church. It was really random, and I was like 9 years old, and it was this class called Bach to Rock, and it was really kind of mind-boggling now that I think about it. But it was really cool. You know, it was kind of like music theory, kind of, but for kids. And we'd make like little art pieces. I don't know why I remember it. And it was just kind of like we'd scribble around and just give my mom an excuse to leave me somewhere, I guess, for a little bit. And I mean, I have 5. I'm one out of 5 kids, so I mean, it's just there was so much to handle. But one day, this guy brought in a drum kit. And I remember just this like red pearl kit, and like I was just like freaking out. And he asked everybody in the class if anybody wanted to go play, and I would never normally do this, but I raised my hand, and I thought I'd be like 1 out of 100 kids. So I was like, of course, I was the only kid. So I went up there and played the drums, and of course I didn't know anything about it. And so he's like, you're pretty good. And I was like, oh, thanks. And I went home, of course, got the Tupperware out and the pans, and I was just like, dude, this is awesome. And then moved my way up to a beanbag and a pillow, and I had that for about a year. And then my mom and dad finally, they actually didn't buy me a drum kit first. They got me drum lessons first. And so I started taking lessons for 3 years. And after that, but I got my first kit when I was 11 and started playing with my brother Josh, who's in our band now, and in Paramore with me. And man, I just played drums since I was, I'm 20 now, so I guess technically 9 years, but I mean, because I started when I was like 11. But yeah, 9 or 10 years, I guess, is normally what I say. But really diving into it when I was about 11 or 12. So yeah, I don't know. Drums are the best. Yeah, man, there's a lot of drummers that I really admire. I mean, it's weird. I think, you know, there's different, you know, styles of drumming that I love. I mean, Silas, a drummer of a band called Mew from Denmark, his style is just, I would just never think the way he thinks when he puts his drums to a song. And so when you know, when I listen to them, I'm just like, dude, that's so creative. But that's a little bit more of a experimental kind of drummer. Dave Grohl, obviously, you know, and Taylor with the Foo Fighters. I mean, they're just my favorite rock drummers. I think, you know, like Dave Grohl, hands down. You know, I think that's pretty much everybody's answer. But and that's as far as like rock. And I think with like just being just a good drummer, just being like the best drummer in the world to me is Tony Williams. Just as far as like he did, you know, not much, but just like the YouTubes I've watched of him and just videos I have of him and just like records I have with him on it, it's just, there's nothing that, I just don't hear that today. You know, it's like the hi-hat work with the kick drum, and just the patterns are all different, and just, you know, I play rock music, pretty straightforward, you know, 4/4 beats, but this guy, you know, it's just fun to like listen to, you know, and you know, I try to learn as much as I can every day, just because, you know, I don't know, I'd like to be like that one day. I'm never going to be, but you know, just I like a lot of, you know, various drummers, but I think, you know, for the style of music that I play, I'd probably like to say Dave Grohl the most, you know. You know, playing drums, I don't really get to experiment too much with, you know, creating chords and sound other than like hitting a drum. So when I'm home, I like to record a little bit on my own. I have kind of a small Pro Tools setup at my house, and my roommate and I kind of go in there and just goof around and make some kind of ambient music just for fun, and so I really just started, I have a guitar and I have a whirly, and that's kind of a hobby outside of this, because when I come on tour it's like all drums, it's like you play the drums an hour and a half at night, and at sound check, and then you got interviews the rest of the time. You don't really get to like play anything else, and don't really need to play anything else because everybody else has it covered. So yeah, I think that's, I guess, one of my hobbies. Other than that, man, I really enjoy just friends. I don't see many friends throughout the year because we tour a lot. So when I go home, one of my hobbies is just getting coffee with a friend, or hanging out, going to movies with a group of friends, or I don't know. Just community is a really big thing to me. I don't know if that's really a hobby, but it's kind of all I do. So I mean, yeah, I mean, there's not really time for a ton. Actually, we brought a soccer ball on this tour, and so we've been all the bands have been like sitting in a circle, like kicking the soccer ball around, and it's been really fun. So we do stuff like that. Our band gets on little kicks. Like one year it was like airsoft guns. The next year was like we all have bikes. I guess that is my other hobby. I ride my bike a lot. We all have like road bikes and fixed gear bikes, and we have a trailer just for bikes. There's 16 bikes in the trailer. It looks like a bike shop. It's crazy, like a bicycle shop. So nothing too crazy, I just, on tour, you kind of like live on tour when you're in a band, especially like how much we tour, and it's kind of hard to fit other things in. So it's like when you go home, it's like you do kind of the things everybody normally does, but it's like your hobby because you don't do it all the time. So yeah. Next for Paramore is we have this whole tour ahead of us. Actually, we're on the Honda Civic Tour. We're headlining the Honda Civic Tour, which is a huge blessing. We never thought we'd headline a tour like this size. It's just crazy, and over the bands we're headlining over, it's just like crazy that the bands that we took out would come with us. It's just really cool and such an honor. But after this tour, which is another 2 months long, we have an Australian tour we're doing, and a UK run. We just did Europe about 2 weeks ago. We did a lot of festivals. We played with like Green Day for 2 shows. We played with like 30 Seconds to Mars. We played with a lot of cool bands. It was really a lot of fun. It was a lot of people. It was really cool. Because we do a lot of headlining shows, and so it's really cool to just go and be like on a middle slot in a festival or whatever. It's just like you get done earlier in the day, and you're like, it's cool to get you back to that moment. Just like last year when we toured with No Doubt, it's like we'd just been headlining and headlining, like headline this tour in UK, headline this tour in US, and all this stuff, and it's super awesome. We love that, but at the same time, it was like, can we just get on a tour where we're not headlining, and we get to like support a band, and we get to like show like a new audience like our music, and so yeah, that was really cool. And we actually played this place last summer, I think. Yeah, last summer, and so yeah, man, I think we just got some tours up ahead, and then probably break for Christmas, and then I think we're talking about maybe doing South America. But other than that, that's all up in the air. It's kind of far away. Even though we plan months in advance, it's still, there's some stuff that's just a little too far away. So Australia and UK are the next upcoming dates.